What's up, Cody? Wow, what a lag. David, coming through loud and clear? All right, good. So what I got up here on the screen is the definition for propaganda. It's a loose definition, but we'll go with it. Information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote or publicize a particular political cause or point of view. It's usually, the undertone is it's nefarious. It's for no good. It's for evil purposes. So it's of a biased or misleading nature. Now, A&E, Arts and Entertainment Network, has 4.08 million subscribers. They also have a network on TV, and one of those segments is live PD, live police departments. They ride with cops. They have cameramen. They have an audio crew follow them around, and it's heavily edited in favor of cops. What I want to call it is live propaganda department or live propaganda disbursement, because really that's what it is. And I like what somebody said here. So I think it was back at Shamil said something about it's kind of training people to let go of their rights. Let's see. I can't find it. Anyway, he said it way better than I could have. So I want to show you this. This came up on my recommended list today, guys. I wasn't looking for this. You know how there's recommended videos on the right-hand side of your screen when you're looking through YouTube videos? And I'm on YouTube a lot because I'm scouring the internet to try to bring you guys something relevant so that we can change. The bottom line is we need to change our world for the better. And you're never going to change your world for the better if you constantly propagate the illusion or the illusory idea or the fictitious idea that somebody or a group of people has a higher claim over your life and property than you, that somehow they have more rights than you do because they have badges, uniforms, and guns. Now, in this live PD thing right here, it says, don't be swearing at the cops. I have to break this up because arts and entertainment, if you go over like a 10 or 15 minute segment, they start slamming you with copyright notifications, and I don't even want to go there, but the bottom line is the cop initially pulls over to the side of the road in this segment, and I'll leave the link in the description below this video after it gets done processing. But the cop pulls these people, and it doesn't pull them over, it pulls over to the side of the road because these people are already pulled over because they hit a deer, and you can see their airbags right here have been deployed, and they're talking about that right now. Listen.
No, I feel absolutely horrible.
She feels horrible because she hit a deer.
I'll see if I can find it before we take off.
So now the cop is going to try to find this deer to see if it's suffering. If it's suffering, he's going to try to put it out of its misery. If it's okay, he's just going to let it go. So he's about to pull out into traffic. Now watch what happens when he pulls out into traffic in search of this deer.
That it has.
Okay, so he's got his lights on. It's dark on this highway, and somebody passes by. You probably couldn't hear it very well, but they put the lettering up here. I can't see with your effing lights on. That's all the guy said, okay? So now the cop is going to pursue this guy and cause him to be pulled over. And listen to what he says on the radio to the dispatcher. Can't see with your effing lights on.
The guy came drive by and starting to scream some profanity, so see what kind of problem he has.
Yeah, because we can't let that go. We can't have an American drive by.
I'm going to interject. No probable cause. He was going after the deer. He had his blue and red lights on, which are very blinding, pulling out into traffic. And this guy did not do anything wrong, which you're going to hear. But the point is he initiates a traffic stop by turning his lights on again. And that's a $10,000 fine for these guys. Initiating the emergency lights when there's no emergency. What? There was an emergency to go violate this guy's... Dude, what are the 7 words? It's a George Carlin Supreme Court decision. The 7 words that you can say. Look it up. George Carlin versus the U.S. Carlin versus U.S. Freedom of speech. Up to the fact that you can't yell fire in the theater.
By and utter words into the air. So we got to find out what's going on. Can't let that one go.
Me 93 in Blue Mountain with a guy that had some words to say when he came by.
Okay, keep that in mind. This is going to be very important. A guy who's driving by, he had some words to say. That's all that happened. We're not talking about actions. We're not talking about conduct. We're talking about words. Spoke.
Now, earlier, when he called it in to dispatch, he said a guy was yelling obscenities. Now the story changes. These cops need to stop talking because all they do is make themselves look stupid.
Spoken into the air. And before he gets out of his vehicle here, let's just refresh ourselves on the First Amendment to the Constitution that this guy swore that he would protect and defend against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people to peacefully assemble. Abridging the freedom of speech. Congress shall make no law abridging the freedom of speech. Now back to A&E. Live PD.
Hi. Trying to get my attention?
I am.
Okay.
So those LED lights are crazy, man.
I know.
And have you ever driven at night and you saw a cop pull somebody over? Their LED lights are so freaking bright. If you just happen to inadvertently look directly at them, you get that, I don't know what that's called, but you got that light shadow in your eyes that as you're tracing the horizon trying to drive safely. It is quite blinding. So this is the objection this guy has. He says, your effing lights are blinding. That's it.
And there's a reason that I have them on.
To blind everybody?
To get people to slow down. I'm looking for something in the roadway trying to prevent an accident from getting worse.
Okay, well,
You don't get-
want
you-
everybody all the LED
you don't
lights
get-
on?
Now listen to this. Listen to this statement from the cop.
Want everybody all the LED
You don't
lights
get
that are on?
you don't get to do what you did.
You don't get to do what you did. What was it that he did? He used his privilege and his right as an American to exercise his right to voice his opinion out into the air. That's all he did. No evil actions. There was no crime committed. There was no victim that was produced.
Actually, it's an unwritten crime. These guys go by contempt of COP. If you even hold them accountable to the same rules that we have to go by, they get all butthurt. The charge is called contempt of COP. It doesn't exist, but they pull it all the time.
You don't get to do what you did, says the cop on Live PD. And I want you to take a look at this, guys. Here's what concerns me about this. It was just uploaded 2 days ago. Well, wait a second. 1 day ago. It was uploaded yesterday. It has almost 500,000 views, and it's got an incredible like to dislike ratio. 4,925 likes to 392 dislikes? You've got to be kidding me. This should be flipped. There should be 4,925 dislikes to 392 likes, or 0 likes, actually. Why? Because never mind. Let me just continue with this. This just should piss every single one of us off, big time.
You don't get to drive by and scream profanities.
Okay, well,
Yes, you do. You get to drive by and scream profanities if you want to. It's actually a constitutionally protected activity right here. And Live PD is trying to promote that you don't get to do that, you Americans. The law enforcers have something to say about that, and they will prohibit you from doing that. And if you try to do that, then guess what? You're going to get a ticket. You're going to get a citation. You're going to be extorted by a road pirate.
sorry for screaming profanity, man.
It's
But
just
This guy backed down. This guy backed down because he doesn't know his rights, and if he knows them, he's not going to stand on them. See, here's the broad scope of this whole thing. When you stand for your rights, at that moment right there, whether it's recorded or not, and I urge every one of you, if you ever have some kind of run-in or a confrontation or an interaction with the cop, never do it without recording. And if you have somebody with you, have them record you while you're recording. Have double cameras going. This is your protection, guys. This is your protective measure. But whether the cameras are rolling or not, you have the right to say whatever you want to say on American soil. And it's not just because there's a First Amendment. Now, it makes it worse in this cop's case because he swore to uphold the First Amendment. And now, right now, he's doing everything he can to tear it down.
Conduct, man, you're gonna get a ticket for it. Got your driver's license?
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
You're going to get a ticket for what? Let's just be clear about what he's getting a ticket for. He's getting a ticket for exercising his First Amendment right to say whatever he wants to. And this cop is making an arbitrary edict and action to abridge that right. That not even the First Amendment, we know Congress is a bunch of yahoos, but even Congress can't make a law respecting or abridging the freedom of speech. Even Congress. But this road pirate thinks he can infringe on a First Amendment guaranteed right that he swore to uphold. And then Live PD puts it on their propaganda department, propaganda machine, and everybody applauds it. I wonder what percentage of Americans are applauding this. It's just, there's no way I could not do this.
About 97%.
Doesn't it burn inside of you? Like, doesn't freedom just cry out?
Not the 3%ers.
Live PD. They glorify crimes committed by criminals under the color of law. That's what Live PD is. They're glorifying the crimes of badged, uniformed criminals under the color of law. And we'll get to that in a second, too.
You don't get to drive by and scream the F word out the window.
Yes, you do.
What's annoying is
Yes, you do. You get to drive by screaming the F word out the window if you want to. I don't advise it. I mean, you're not going to win friends and influence people by doing it, but you can do it. You're not harming or threatening to harm somebody else. Just voicing your grievance that you're getting blinded by a badged enforcer.
He didn't scream.
and all their LED lights on all the time.
You don't see mine on unless there's an
I
emergency.
know, and I'm glad. So I shouldn't have said it. But it's just annoying because
This guy's backing down, eating humble pie, and he should have said, wait, let me get this straight, officer. You took an oath to the Constitution to defend and protect my constitutional rights.
No, what he should have done is told this guy, you're dismissed, you're a senior officer, you should know better. Go fucking pound sand, you blue line bitch. That's what the guy should have said.
To say what I want to say, but you're telling me that I don't get to say that? You're telling me you're going to extort me? You're going to take money out of my pocket because I exercise my First Amendment right? Whoa, did I slip off into Mexico somewhere? Have I crossed the border, officer? Are we not on American soil anymore?
I see all these LED lights on all the time, constantly.
Okay.
It's blinding. That's blinding, sir. It really is.
Sir, he doesn't
Here's
even
the cameraman,
deserve the
here's
term
cop for
sir.
recording this whole thing, this whole fiasco, this whole propaganda campaign where you, American, don't have a right to say that because I, the officer, said that you couldn't.
All right, man, give me just a minute.
Now listen to this. They're going to put this really good twist on this. Watch this.
I'm going to run his driver's license. You know, he's been apologetic about it. He realizes that what he did was wrong.
He realized that what he didn't do anything wrong. And because you got offended, cop, your offense does not trump anybody's right to exercise their First Amendment freedom of speech. Because you got offended, you thought you were perfectly within your right to abridge somebody else's.
A real American, a real patriot, wouldn't even have given him his ID. Why this guy caved, I don't know. But like I said, that's the 97% that didn't support the American Revolution. All the fence sitters, all the guys like this that are willing to take a paycheck to violate your damn rights and then turn around like a sociopath and make it out like they're your buddy. That, oh, well, you were the one that was... No. This guy should have been told to go pound friggin' sand. He needs to be sued, personally. Their $2 million bond to run around and violate people's rights. You need to go after their houses. You need to file commercial liens against these people. Take their cars, take their property, and maybe they'll wake up.
True right. As you said that you would defend them, but then you reneged on that and you became an oath breaker.
I think it'll be just fine if to kind of lose with a warning.
I'm
'Cause
going
he
to cut
li-
you loose with the wall. Thank you for doing me a favor, officer. Now they're going to come, oh, isn't this guy great? Look, he's just going to let him off with a warning. He didn't do anything wrong. God.
licking his boots. He's licking his Nazi boots.
All right, take care.
I will do whatever I want under the law. Don't be swearing at the cops. Don't be giving me an order. You're not my dad. You're not my grandfather. You don't have any authority to speak into my life. Now, if it wasn't bad enough that this cop 100% shredded and set alight and stomped on the First Amendment that he swore to protect and uphold, he also transgressed 18 U.S. Code 241, conspiracy against rights. If two or more persons conspire to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate any person in any state, territory, commonwealth, possession, or district in the free exercise or enjoyment of any right, which this guy was enjoying his right to say whatever he wanted to out the window, and the cop got offended. Any right or privilege secured to him by the Constitution, like we just saw right here in the First Amendment, that is secured by the Constitution, which the cop swore to uphold, but he's not going to do it. It says this title, the person who does that, who infringes on that constitutional right, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 10 years or both. And if death results, or let's say the cop decided to arrest and kidnap and cage this guy. If such act includes kidnapping or an attempt to kidnap, he shall be fined under this title or imprisoned for any term of years or both and may be sentenced to death. That's how serious this is. This cop right here violated, let's get his face on camera here. Here's his face. This cop right here violated his oath to the First Amendment and violated 18 U.S. Code 241, conspiracy against rights, and 18 U.S. Code 242, deprivation of rights under color of law. What did the guy say it was? Disorderly conduct charges? There was no conduct. Even the cop, when he called it in, he said it was just words. It wasn't conduct. It was
And he didn't say he yelled when he
words.
called it in.
Yeah, those distasteful and offensive words are protected under the First Amendment that you swore to uphold. I know I keep on hammering this. Brian, you're sounding like a broken record. Good. I want to sound like a broken record. 18 U.S. Code 242, deprivation of rights under color of law. Whoever, what's this guy's name? What is this guy's name? Captain, he's a captain. Captain Burt. Let's see, where's this? Missoula County, Montana. Okay, so Captain Burt, Missoula County, Montana. I'm going to put that. If somebody can give me Captain Burt. Okay, I put that in the box. Can you guys look up Captain Burt or just Missoula County, Montana? Let's flood this place with calls. Let's let them know and share this video. Make this video go viral because we need to put Captain Burt on blast that he conducted a roadside criminal activity when he told this guy that you can't do something that he promised.
Now I'm going to interject and go, some of you have watched that video of my daughter being rat packed by Springfield PD. Boy, why don't we blow up Springfield PD's phone? I know I'm going to call. I certainly have, and I'm going to call Missoula, Montana, and I'm going to voice my opinion.
To uphold and make sure that he could do. That is, violate the First Amendment. And violated 18 U.S. Code 241, conspiracy against rights. And violated 18 U.S. Code 242, deprivation of rights under color of law. And all this is with the implied threat of force, guys. If this driver, did not comply with that cop, guess what? He will use everything necessary up to and including deadly force to get this guy out of the car so he can arrest him, throw him in the back of the police car, kidnap, and throw him into a rape cage. Whoever, this guy included, under color of any law, any statute, any ordinance, regulation, or custom willfully subjects any person in any state, territory, commonwealth, this is all encompassing, guys, or district, to the deprivation of any rights, privileges, or immunities secured or protected by the Constitution. Forget about this laws of the United States, but protected by the Constitution like, the First Amendment. Right here. And if such acts include kidnapping or attempt to kidnap, just like in 241, shall be fined under this title. This guy right here should be at least fined or at least imprisoned for any term of years or life or both, or may be sentenced to death. That's you, Captain Burt, according to 18. I didn't write 18 U.S. Code 242, deprivation of rights under color of...
It's called treason by sedition. It's what happens when you don't give aid, when you don't recognize the Constitution, federal or state, as a sheriff's deputy like this guy. Whenever you don't uphold those laws, the crime is treason by sedition because it foments hate and unrest in the general populace. That we can't expect these guys, so that's where the treason by sedition comes in. Because you know what? If we're all fighting amongst ourselves because these gosh damn cops can't understand and follow the law or the Constitution, it makes it way easier for somebody like Russia or China to come in here and take us over when we're fighting amongst ourselves, because we got a bunch of idiots like this that maintain their jobs and have no understanding of the law, and they know, it's not just ignorance, they know what they're doing. These guys all know.
of law. I didn't write that. Share this video with everybody you guys know. Marbury versus Madison literally says that any law repugnant to the Constitution is null and void. This guy made a roadside law against the Constitution, and therefore it's null and void, and he's subject to penalties up to and including death, according to 18 U.S. Code 242, deprivation of rights under color of law. And yet we have A&E, Live PD, propaganda department showing Americans that it's okay for these roadside badged uniformed criminals to do what they're doing against the rights of American citizens. Relinquish your rights. It'll go well for you. That's the takeaway of this. And that should piss every single person off. Is it Captain Burt or Burt? Let's see.
Wrong. It's, I think I'll...
Yeah, it's Burt. Captain Burt. Was that just a joke? Yeah, make him famous. Spam says make him famous. Make this guy famous right here. If any one of my admins